Hello to all the marble heads out there for this another episode of In the Marbles. I'm Matt Beamer, your ever-enduring host on this show, and alongside me, as always, Preston Lude, my fearless co-host. Preston, how's it going, buddy?
Fearless is a big word.
It is a big word, but I think you are fearless, buddy. How's it going?
So too.
How's it going, man?
Things are great.
It's good seeing you, man. How's life?
Busy, as usual.
Yeah, same here. Busy as usual, man. That's all we can have for it. At least it's not dull.
No, but it feels like every time I turn around, there's always something happening.
It's true.
I don't know. I don't know if that's just adult life. I mean, I don't know why I would say it like that. I'm 28 years old. I mean, I was no teenager a long time ago, but it seems like every year things just get busier.
Yeah, they do, man.
Is that adult life?
That's adult life. That's normal.
Okay.
You're doing it right if it's busy. If it's nothing's going on and you're just sitting on the couch playing Call of Duty all the time in your mom's basement, then you have a problem.
Well, what if I was sitting on a couch? What if I was sitting on the couch playing Call of Duty in my own apartment, though?
Are the lights off or on?
I like to keep the lights off.
Yeah, you have a problem. You might want to reassess your life.
If I'm playing Call of Duty, I have to have the lights off. I have to be able to focus on the TV.
I'm just saying, man. If you want to know what my personal opinion about that is, if the lights are off, it means you really got no guidance and light on your path. But if the lights are on, at least you got something going on for you.
Is that why people always say I always got to put my shades on when they walk outside because my future looks bright?
Anyway, I don't know how to answer that, bud. You're going to have to figure that one for yourself. We got a great episode in store for you today. We're going to make our predictions for the 2021 playoffs for the NASCAR Cup Series.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's good. Last week was our expectations. This week's our predictions episode, getting ready for the startup of the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series and NASCAR season in general here coming up here in less than a month at Daytona. But before we get started, I got to tell everybody something. I messed up.
Uh-oh.
That's my bad. Thank you. I messed up. Okay, so a couple episodes in a row, I've made comments about drivers, and one of them comes to mind about the Connor Daly episode.
Uh-oh.
And we said Anthony Alfredo was going to go to the Wood Brothers car. Folks, that was not right.
Oh.
It's Austin Cindric who's going to the 21 Wood Brothers car in the 2022 season. Whoops. My bad.
Maples caught that. Actually.
Okay.
He texted me about it.
And you know what? I heard it, and then I wonder if he caught this one. It wasn't Ty Dillon who got punched in the face by Marcus Ambrose in Richmond. It was Casey Mears driving that 13 Geico car, but it was Casey Mears who got punched in the face. So
no, he didn't catch that one.
Okay, but I caught it.
My bad.
That's my bad. It's my bad, guys.
Is that going to start being used a lot now?
It's going to be used once I catch it, because when I'm editing, I hear it, and it's like, it would sound weird if I take it out.
I just like that little bit. Man. That's my bad.
My bad here on the show. Wanted to disclaimer that.
Well, I forgot to tell you when he had texted me saying that.
No, I caught it myself, and nobody needed to tell me.
Yeah, he goes, Did you know that? And I was like,
I didn't even think about it.
I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh crap, I need to go back and listen.
And then I'm driving my car, and I hear it, and it's like, wait a minute, that's not right.
You're just slamming the steering wheel.
No, I didn't slam the steering wheel. It's like, well, it's done. It's done. I mean, I got to fix it again. At least I could come out and say, okay, I messed up, but it wasn't anything like crazy. Like, people didn't blow up our social media saying, hey, you idiot.
Well, yeah, you're right. But hey, when that day does come, that just means that we've made it.
I don't want to make it like that.
Well, I mean,
I'm
just saying.
You're right. You're right.
Just saying. We won't be like that, though.
That was a full disclosure right there. But I wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping stuff here. We got a few announcements here. In the Marbles 2.0. Remember, folks, sign up for that. Go to inthemarbles.net. Under In the Marbles 2.0, it'll take you to the link to our fantasy page there at NASCAR.com and sign up. We got 11 signed up from last season. Season restarts here soon, so make sure to sign up. James Maples or SMR R&D.
Yes, he was R&D.
He was our inaugural winner of that $100 Amazon gift card, and the prize is to be determined here. So we don't have any idea. We don't have any idea of what the prize is going to be, but sign up for that. Go ahead and sign up for that. Let's double it.
We don't have to re-sign up, right?
No, you don't have to re-sign up.
Keeps us in the league, right?
Yeah, you keep us in the league. I checked it today. Everything's good.
All right. So, yeah, I was operations.
So make sure to go to inthemarbles.net under In the Marbles 2.0 and follow the link on the page there, and it'll take you right to NASCAR.com and the fantasy page and sign up for that.
I hope some of the boys over at the Unhinged Sports Network are going to get in on that.
I'm curious to see if they will.
I think Jim will.
Jim will. I know he will. He's already made his voice very, very clear that he wants to do that. So, okay. So, and that's about the only thing I have. Oh, and stay tuned till the end of the show because we got a giveaway to tell you guys about. And wait till the end of the show to hear about that because it's a trend on Twitter here. So if you kind of know what's going on in the Twitter world, you kind of know what it kind of is. But wait till the end of the show and we'll give details on that giveaway.
Yeah.
But Preston, you have anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, then a lot of news happened.
Yeah.
A lot of big news. So we're going to go ahead and get into the news of auto racing. And the news is always here in the Marbles presented by Fubo. Fubo, cut the cord with expensive satellite and cable contracts and go with Fubo. You can sign up for a 7-day free trial by going to inthemarbles.net under the Partners tab. And all the way at the bottom is a link to Fubo. And start your 7-day free trial, and you might just be hooked. Get all this top channels that you need for sports, entertainment, and movies and more. Fubo under the Partners tab at inthemarbles.net. Now, Preston.
Now, Matt.
Now, the news. The hot topic of the day.
Or the week.
Of the week. Pre-green flag dropping. Hailie Deegan in the news, and not in a good way, ladies and gentlemen. In hot water after streaming iRacing. She used a slur. That's all they said. It wasn't a racial slur.
No.
It was a derogatory term that some deemed derogatory and some might not. And it started with an R. Mm-hmm. And Preston and I decided not to say it on air. Probably the best thing to do.
No.
But she said it while streaming iRacing on Twitch.
I wonder if she was calling another driver that.
And I saw the video because at first when I saw the news break, it said Hailie Deegan in hot water for using a slur on iRacing. I went, here we go. Here's another Kyle Larson. Mm. And then I watched the video, and they looked like they were racing, and they were on the caution, and somebody hit her in the back. I think I just bumped her, and she said, "Who bumped into me?" And it's tough to say it. Who's the dummy? We'll say dummy. We'll replace the word with dummy.
Right. Yeah.
Who's the dummy that ran in the back of me? And that was it.
Still have to be careful.
But see, here's my thing. And this brings around two kind of topics on this one. One, should NASCAR drivers, given the climate that we live in, and everybody could take things whatever they want, regardless if you think it's a bad word or not, and if you want to know what the word is, go look it up. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere out there. Definitely on Twitter. Should NASCAR drivers even stream? Because this brings into question a lot. It's like, holy cow. I mean, you could say one word or you could say something, and it doesn't matter who it is. If somebody finds offense to it, odds are there's a small group of people who find offense to it, and it'll just spread. Mm-hmm. So should NASCAR drivers even stream? Or is that just grounds for thin ice? Is that thin ice?
Yeah, you have to be careful.
You have to be careful. You have to act like nowadays that everybody's listening, everybody's watching, everybody's recording, everybody's doing something against you, and they could use anything against you.
That's hard to say. I think they should be allowed to stream because some people that stream, that's a way of making money. I mean,
that's a way. But I mean, like
thousands and thousands of people watch you,
and it's a good way to promote yourself outside of the car.
Exactly. I mean, it is the off season technically. I mean, she's probably racing, but looking for, I don't know, way to get herself out there, but not like that.
You make a point, man.
I mean, I've used some terms when I'm racing, but not like that, though.
And that's the thing, too. I mean, you use a term like that, and if you iRace, and but I do, it's very stressful in the sense where you earn these I ratings, you earn these licenses, you earn these safety ratings.
I understand because the Formula One game kind of is the same thing.
Does the same thing, but you earn this, and then if somebody hits you, it could be 100% their fault. If you hit me in the back of the car, it's 100% your fault.
Yeah.
But I'd lose safety rating. I could lose a class in my license for that because whatever you do on there affects everybody else. That's kind of their mindset on the whole safety rating thing, which I'm not a big fan of, but we're not talking about that. So I could see her frustration because I've gotten frustrated at people too. The only problem is I'm not a famous race car driver.
Right.
I don't have the eyes of the world on me, and I don't stream yet. Mm-hmm. But if I do, you got to mind your P's and Q's. But I don't think she did it in a way like, I think she just made a general term. People do that.
It happens.
But not that day and age. I mean, it's not like a Kyle Larson incident. She's still got to undergo sensitivity training.
Yeah.
Which I think is the default for any driver right now. It's like sensitivity training. And as NASCAR show, they get determined whether it's sensitive training or worthy or not. This is deemed sensitive training worthy. And it's a bummer for Hailie. She's an up-and-coming star in not only the world of NASCAR, but the world of auto sports. Who knows where that career is going to take her. So we'll see.
I mean, did it happen in the middle of the race?
It happened under caution.
Oh, I mean, it's
just one of those things where, I mean, I've said 10 times worse to people on iRacing.
Oh, I've gotten frustrated before. I was leading an online race in Formula One, and 2 laps to go, and this guy that had spun out in front of me, it was his fault that he came across me like on the second lap, and he hit the wall and he had to go to the pits and repair the wing and everything. He was a lap down, and I was catching up to him at Belgium, and coming down the hill, coming up through Eau Rouge, and this guy, I just saw it, and I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to avoid this. He was going really slow, and I was like, oh, great. And he just right across the track and just took me out, and that was it. The race was over, and I was just like, oh, I was
And I've had something like that happen to me, too, at Daytona when I was iRacing. Final lap, turn 3, I'm in the lead. This guy decided to bump draft me in the corner. Nope, spun like a top and took away my first win ever.
Yeah, I was
so mad. I was like, mad.
I was
and people
livid.
and people could take these video games really seriously to a point. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's a bummer for Hailie, bummer for her sponsors, bummer for her fans. I think she's going to come through it better on the other side. We'll see. It's going to be fine.
I think it's just it may have just happened in the moment. No, that does happen.
It always happens in the moment.
So she'll go and do sensitivity training.
If you hear these drivers talk about each other.
Yeah, you should hear it during the race.
Scanners.
You should hear it during the race.
Every driver out there is going to need sensitivity training at one point or another if NASCAR keeps that up. But no, because it's streaming and she used that. I've heard 10 times worse on the radios. We can't do it now, but listen to Clint Boyer's radio. Holy cow. Yeah. Oh, listen to Matt Crafton. That's even better. Matt Crafton's radio. Man, he gets mad at everybody. Yeah. Okay. You got any other news, buddy?
Yeah. So here, let me open it up real quick. So Sports Business Journal tweeted out the other day.
That's an Adam Stern type thing.
Yeah. A couple days ago, saying sources were telling Adam Stern that NASCAR is looking into permanently sliding number decals back to maximize sponsorship exposure, a move that drew, I don't know what that word is, ire from fans when tested during last year's All-Star race, but offers more creativity and consistency for sponsors. Is this a money thing now for this year?
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
No, I think they're looking at doing this like full time.
And I don't mind doing it during the All-Star race, but I mean, they don't look bad. The cars don't look horrible.
I don't know. It just looks really weird.
It just looks really weird, but so did the wings on the next gen or the car tomorrow. I mean, they got rid of them, thank God, but
I don't know. I was actually okay with the car tomorrow when it came out the first time. I was like, okay.
You get used to stuff. We're going to get used to single lug nuts here next season.
Yeah, that's true. We will.
So there's a lot of changes coming down. I'm not willing to die on that hill or even fight on that hill if they decide, hey, we want to switch numbers around to increase sponsor exposure. Well, then okay, fine. I don't care. It'll just make it the diecast wall look more unique once I buy that car. That's all I'm going to say about that. It doesn't look bad. I mean, I like the numbers as big as they are right there. I think it's tradition. But at the same time, it is what it is. If they do it, they do it. If they don't, they don't.
It's kind of like, I guess you can kind of compare it to, I mean, maybe NASCAR's in that kind of a financial situation that they're trying to bring more sponsors and more money into the sport by doing that, because the NHL did the same thing with putting sponsors on helmets now.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's more European.
That is actually more European when you think about it. But when you think about it, I say this to NASCAR, leave it up to the owners. If they want to sell that space, let them sell that space.
Okay, yeah.
You
could do that like that.
But at the same time, I want to be universal. And the whole point of the numbers is for scoring. Mm-hmm. It isn't for fans, whatever. If they want to move it, fine. As long as the scorers can still see the roof of the car, who cares?
Right.
But, it is what it is with that. I mean, it's not a hill I'm willing to die on. It's not. All right, what else you got?
Well, Toby Christie put out an article about it, and it has to do with Eldora. And the article, it's just a little quote here from the start of the article. It said, it's quoting Tony Stewart that said, NASCAR didn't take us off the schedule. We just didn't renew our contract. This is talking about Eldora.
Mm-hmm.
So NASCAR did not take Eldora off. Tony Stewart and management at Eldora decided not to renew.
Wow, I wonder why.
I'm assuming it has to do with SRX.
Yeah, SRX could have something to do with it, but man, that's a bummer because Eldora is a good draw for the Truck Series.
I've always enjoyed Truck Series race there.
Oh yeah, it's been a lot of fun, but yeah, they didn't. I don't. To my recollection, they didn't race there last year because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that's a bummer, man. Maybe they just saw something they didn't like.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that's just something that maybe more will have to come out at some point.
Yeah, I think more will have to come out with that one. But
other than that, Formula One, McLaren's looking at racing Formula E. They're putting in everything for that to hopefully do that in the next year or two.
Formula E is a unique series. It sounds like slot cars.
Yeah, just purely electric.
It's interesting. It's fun to watch.
I've never watched it before.
It's interesting. It's an interesting take on it, on racing. It's just different. I mean, same cockpit. I mean, if you put a Formula One car and a Formula E car side by side, you can probably tell the difference. Like, oh yeah, that's this and that's that. But pretty interesting. They don't race crazy tracks, but it's fun. It's definitely worth a watch.
Well, other than that, another piece of F1, as we already talked about, with Australia probably being postponed, is for sure. So
yep, it is.
Bahrain will be the new season opener, March the 28th. And they're bringing back Imola.
Oh, nice.
So second, right after Bahrain. Well, it'll be the 18th of April, so we'll get a 2-week break. What, 2 weeks, I think that is? 2-week break. And Australia, last I heard, is being moved possibly to November.
That's what I saw, too.
The Chinese Grand Prix has no date still.
Oh.
They're just saying they're not racing yet. But they haven't completely erased it off the schedule.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
We'll have to wait and see. Oh, and is that all the news you have, first of all?
Yeah. And Cyril, team principal for Renault, is gone now. And I don't know if that was a team decision or if that was a him decision.
Is that a good or a bad thing? Because I don't know.
They've been a midfield team for the past couple of years. Maybe it is time for new blood over there.
Yeah.
And considering that they're switching over to Alpine, I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, I found it interesting because I woke up the other day and it said that Cyril has left Renault, but it didn't specify whether it was the team or whether it was his decision.
Right.
And I searched and searched and searched. I couldn't find anything. They never specified.
Now, how does that affect Renault?
I think they'll probably just find somebody within the organization to take a spot. I mean, like I said, they've been like a midfield team for the past couple of seasons. Maybe it is time to get somebody else in there to.
Yeah. Just like Ferrari needs to do. They need some new blood in there.
That's true.
One way or another, they need some new blood in there because Ferrari's just horrible right now. But before we get done with the news, you done with the news?
Yeah, that's about it.
Before we get into our playoff predictions of who makes the playoffs in 2021, Pocono Raceway's podcast featuring us came out a couple days ago.
Yes, it did.
Listen to it. It was a good episode. And Brad Keselowski was on there.
That was very cool.
If you want to go check that out, it's on our Twitter page. If not, just reach out to us. We'll share you the episode. It's also on your Apple Podcast or your podcast platforms. Just tap in Pocono Raceway and you will find it. And folks, it is worth a listen.
Yeah.
Needless to say, we're going to Pocono in June. We will be there. And stay tuned because one of you guys might be going with us.
That's right.
And
it's true.
If you want to go to Pocono with us, let us know, and we'll tell you how to let us know. It will be a lot of fun, and that's in June, into June. Let us know about that, but go check that out. Go support them. They had a lot of great podcasts on, and we were fortunate enough to be one of them. Listening to Brad Keselowski, and they've said a lot of nice things about us. So, thank you, Kevin, and Christy. That was literally that's who it is. Kevin, and Christy, good people over there at Pocono Raceway, and that we are going with them in June. But that's all the news we have. So we're going to go ahead and get into a Teespring ad and a few ads from the Unhinged Sports Network. This is In the Marbles, and we'll be right back with our 2021 playoff predictions.
Hey, race fans. I'm Preston from In the Marbles. Like what you just watched, be sure to hit the subscribe button below. And if you're looking for more content, you can find some videos right here to the left of me.